CP the Tool Addict. Woo! We've got a really good one for you today, and some of you guys might actually really enjoy this. I'm going to start off by saying thank you once again for everybody who stopped by. I'm going to take you to, actually I'm going to start this off by showing you something, talking about something that I have here in my shop that I think is going to be kind of pretty cool. So I want to talk about the Matco wrenches right here. Come on, camera, stay with me. Stay with me today. So I'm going to talk about, where are you going? I'm right here. There you go, fella. There you go. It's kind of hard to get it to work sometimes. So, what are you doing? So I want to talk about the Matco wrenches, forged in the USA. See if you can see that. Get this thing. These are the original. These are my original, I'd say professional grade wrenches that I bought. These were built by a company called Armstrong. If you don't know who Armstrong is, Armstrong was a tool company that made a lot of tools for Matco 72 tooth. These are no longer available. No longer can you get a Matco wrench that says USA on it that I'm aware of, that's made from the factory. You can see these have been used, but I take extra special care of them because I really have a special place for Armstrong wrenches in my heart, because these things are really pretty nice. They had really great chroming process. They really built great tools, and this is what put Matco on the map, in my opinion, as far as having great tools. But what's really cool is you can still get tools like these, and I'm going to spin you around and put you down and talk about a few of these tools, because I have some. And I found a distributor that still sells Matco new old stock, and that distributor is called Kripe Distributing. So let's spin you around and let's take a peek at what I have here. That's right. We have a whole bunch of Armstrong wrenches. And I'm going to kind of pan you down in here, get this camera set up, get you focused in here. We're going to look at a few of these wrenches and talk about them. So I'm going to start off with some of the satin wrenches that I picked up and tell you why I did this and whatnot. These were extremely cheap. I technically didn't know much about these satin wrenches until I got these. Satin finish. These are kind of an unfinished wrench. They are very sharp on the edges and whatnot, but I thought, you know what, just to have the Armstrong name, USA built, it would be really cool to have. They are kind of rough finish, and I'm not sure what the story is on these. I couldn't really tell. You can see there's a little bit of blemishes here. I'm not so sure that these weren't, see, they're satin finished here, not polished. Technically, I could finish this tool out probably myself if I wanted to polish it or sand it down and polish it up good. So it's still a good wrench that I can do something with. And it's, I mean, in the broaching in these, let's just look in here in the broaching and just see. So they either polished up here, the grind and the polish up here is really nice. But the broaching in here is super awesome. These are really, really good wrenches. These are back when America really was, you know, pumping out some pretty cool stuff still. So, and these wrenches were dirt cheap. I want to say I gave a total for all the wrenches I bought like $170, and you're going to want to wait till the end. If you haven't clicked off, you haven't seen nothing yet, because at the end, I'm going to show you a wrench like you've never saw before. So that's the 19 millimeter, and I haven't opened up some of these I had. Another wrench that I got was a 13 millimeter. Once again, kind of the same story with the satin finish, not ground and polished on this end. Really sharp edges here still. I think I could technically finish this off, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to do that for no more. I think I gave, this is a 6-point, which is really cool because you get to see the 6-point design on these. But if you look at the broaching and the way that the cut is, they're centered nice. But they polished this in. I'm not sure why they did this. I really don't know what the story is. This is new old stock. So this is, Armstrong's not making tools now. There's a company that called Kripe Distributor. I'll get you up in here. Kripe Distributor that has new old stock stuff. And they have Craftsman and a bunch of other stuff. But I just thought it was neat to pick up some of these wrenches. Next one I picked up was this double offset wrench, 19 millimeter, 17 millimeter. And this is where you can kind of really see the outstanding quality of of Armstrong and what they actually produced as far as what they built for quality. The chroming, the finish. This is definitely, I would say this is on par with Snap-on quality, in my opinion. They're really nice wrenches. There is a little few different details. You know, they didn't get deep down in the grind there, and there's a little bit of a satiny left over, but the centering, the broaching, the offset, this is a durable, thick wrench. I mean, the thickness of that wrench is just, and they're a little bit scratched up from shipping, which is fine. I don't care about that. I'm not looking for a perfect tool. What I'm looking for is a perfect quality. And this is a wrench that I can use and be proud of using and be happy. You can see USA made. There's just not many wrenches out there like these anymore, as far as taking pride in what you get. It's a better tool, and the price on these for new old stock, if you can find wrenches in there to complete sets or whatnot, this is the way to go. If you can if you have Matco sets that are broken up, and maybe you can find some wrenches or whatnot, that's what makes Cripe distributing nice to do. I also picked up this wrench, which is 1 1/8" and 1 1/16". And this is a fully polished wrench. You can see here, this wrench. Now, I wonder if this wasn't a defect wrench or something, and that's why it never got sold. It's got a little weird something in the chroming. Focusing failed. Come on, focusing failed. Sorry, my camera, it's just trying to figure it out. But if you see down in there in the crotch of that, or right at the bottom of that, it's got like a weird, on both sides, some weird cutting. Let me pull it back a little bit. Trying to get this camera figured out. Sometimes I get too close, so yeah. But overall, it is a very well built, very well chromed wrench for the most part, and you just don't find wrenches that are this nice with this type of chroming process. This is a tried lithium chroming, I believe is what they call it. It's pretty much the same process what Snap-on goes. There is a difference, guys, between what I call a bright chrome and a duller chrome, and this is a higher step process. The chrome that's really shiny is a cheaper process, believe it or not. This process is a little bit nicer, and it goes through few more steps. But there's that wrench. Let's open up some of the smaller ones. And at the end here, I'm going to show you the wrenches that I really was the most jazzed about getting. Let's open up this guy right here. See if I can do this without making the camera fly halfway across the room. And this wrench is it's pretty much almost flawless. See if I can get this to come in here. Yeah, look at this wrench. I mean, it is just a little piece of plastic on there. Come on, focus, little buddy. You can do it. I need to go farther away. Do you like it farther away? Yeah, you do. So I guess you got to stay about that distance, maybe. You guys tell me what you think of this video as far as, yeah. I mean, this is a 5/16, 11/32, but just a little wrench. I just wanted a nice little wrench. Look at how nice this one is. This one is absolutely beautiful. It's pretty much near flawless, in my opinion. Now, the wrenches that I really wanted. These are SAE, okay? All these are. And I went to try to get a complete set of flare nut wrenches because I really, really, really like, let me get my knife out. Just have this guy on because I'm not going to keep these bags. Now, this one has a little bit of tinting to it, I noticed. See if you can see that. A little bit of yellow tinting. So this one's not quite as perfect, but man, look at the thickness. Let me grab a Snap-on wrench just to show you kind of what I'm talking about. I got a metric set that I just bought. So this is a metric. Is that about the same size? Yeah, that's about the same size. So I just want to show you kind of, and we'll compare a couple of the Snap-on wrenches. The Snap-on metric, and I know they're not the same size, but I want you to look. It's probably a bad comparison because this one's got some tinting to it. But I want you to just notice the chroming, how it is somewhat similar versus bright chrome. Let me grab a wrench that's I know has got some bright chrome on it. Something that is really shiny. real fancy shiny. Let's pick on Mac. I know you guys like that. This is a USA Mac. So if you look at this USA Mac, this is a USA Mac. Notice how that light bounces off it, and it's really got a lot. And I've used these wrenches, so they're a little dirty, but notice how that light bounces off them versus a snap-on. That's just quality work. That's the difference in these wrenches, is that, you know, you got to appreciate it. If you don't appreciate it, then you're not going to care about the price, and I understand that. Me, it's my love of tools. That's why it's called CP the Tool Addict and not CP I think I like tools, but I'll just buy cheap crap. I mean, that's all there is to it. I don't have no problem with people that buy cheap crap, but this is what I appreciate in the industry. Americans that actually worked their butts off, dirty hands, clean money, doing this stuff. Let's get this stuff out of the way because we got to get rolling and show you some other ones. At this point, if you're still watching, I'm telling you, you're gonna want to see what I have last. So, come on out of there, fella. Just get out of that package already, will you? Jeez Louise. Picked up an 11/16 because it had a flare knot. And once again, look at the beef on that. This thing, grab some more snap-ons just to show you comparison on the thickness of these heads on these. You can nearly tell no different. Matco had some really great flare knot wrenches when they were getting Armstrong. This wrench is absolutely beautiful. And you can see, once again, the chroming is on par with a snap-on. They almost look like they're related. That was quality that was done in the Armstrong factory, and this wrench is absolutely astoundingly perfect. I mean, I couldn't be happier. If I could have got a whole batch like these, I mean, it is absolutely amazing. So, yeah, sorry for my toolgasm. Let's look at the last fellow right here, and then we're going to show you the big reveal. And once again, I got a little bit of cleaning I can probably do on this wrench. Looks like it's got some stuff on it from just coming out of the cleaner. It wasn't quite cleaned up as well, so this one will have to be polished up a little bit, but it's still a nice wrench nonetheless. And for what I gave for these, I'm talking like 10, 15 bucks a wrench at best for some of these. But you can see the thickness of the heads of these, once again, versus a snap-on. I mean, these were great wrenches. If you have a set of Matco flare nut wrenches, you could probably agree with me. These were some really good wrenches. And you know how if they cut a flare nut wrench, is basically it's a box in, and then they cut the broach right here, so they make them this extra thick like this. So, all right. Nonetheless, I'm going to stop wabbling and gabbling on here because we're going to turn you around. Let me turn on my light. Let's flip you around here. Let's get you back in because you're going to want to see this here. So, the last wrench I picked up, you guys know that I have. This is good. This is real good. Let me see if I can get this sucker out. Last wrench I have. You guys know that I picked up this for the 10,000 giveaway. And this is a 2.5-inch wrench, weighs about 10 pounds. I got this for when I hit 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to gold plate it and give it away to somebody. Well, I just couldn't I couldn't just have one wrench, and I wanted to make sure that I really had a big wrench. So I got a 70 millimeter Armstrong wrench that's about 3 inches wide. And if you want to know what the heck? Look at this guy right here. This thing is massive. 20 pounds of wrench right here. USA. 20 pounds. Let me just hold it up just so you can see. Ugh. This is a lot right here. 30 pounds of wrenches. Just so you can see the difference in sizes here. Ugh. Come on, little feller. Get this thing focused in here. Yeah. That is a massive wrench. 70 millimeters. This thing is like, look at how wide this is. Can't even wrap my hand around it. I got pretty big mitts, but this ain't no joke. So yeah, now I definitely have one of the biggest wrenches on YouTube. I promise you that. 20 pounds. Would you like to have to be moving this thing all day? This is for, I just want to give something to all the people to definitely enjoy. It's a little bit of a funny deal. But the price I paid for this wrench, basically I paid $1 a millimeter on this wrench. I couldn't hardly pass it up. So I gave $170 for all these wrenches. So Cripe Distributing, not a sponsor. They didn't give me any of these tools. But I got a 70 millimeter wrench. Man, this thing is just beefy. I can almost fit my hand through here. Not quite. That's a big wrench. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like this tool haul. Let me know what you think about the Armstrong wrenches. Definitely comment down in that box. Like, comment, share, subscribe.